A new version of your work.
So yes, the talk title changed because it was more suited for the session, and then it represented essentially a talk that Yves Reva wanted to present. These simulations with the dark gas code component. Essentially, with some additions, it's the work of published. Sorry. To try a different kind of physics to add a baryonic component, which is dark, but which reproduce as much as possible what we know about outer disk and disk of galaxies. So, for example, so there are some motivation. I won't recall all, but what is still valid, I mean, still useful, is that if you just a way to fit rotation curves is just to multiply the H1 contribution to the rotation curve by a constant factor distinct from galaxy to galaxy. And in many cases, you would see the same bumps. And then you can fit the rotation curves without dark halo. Doesn't mean dark halo don't exist, but it means that the situation is sufficiently degenerate to add, say, baryonic component and still obtain fine rotation curves. Another way to arrive to such to have a hint that we can have more baryons. If you revisit the baryonic Tully-Fisher relation, so that the idea is to add the gas to the stellar mass and then you try to fit the power law to the velocity. So basically the traditional Tully-Fisher relation is to fit the logarithm of the stellar mass with a linear function of the log of the velocity. Medium, you can choose to have a more or less collisional medium with this sticky particle. And so, to model a rather cold gas, we choose to use this. We have modified Gadget 2 to incorporate this component. And we avoid SPH. SPH would be good for the hot gas component if we use it. So there is a cycling. So the cycling is going to be proportional. The lifetime of the cold component is going to be proportional to the excitation. To take into account this, we just compute the radiation of stars using the tree code. The tree code and a nice evaluation of the contribution of distant objects with a 1/r² law. And so we can accumulate the energy in this cold component until they are decided to be evaporated. And then they become a usual gas component. And vice versa, the gas is cooling and is transiting to the cold component, the invisible component. The 11 and no dark gas, in this control explain you can see the rotation curve made by this component in this case. I'll show you some plots. You take exactly this, almost the same rotation curve, the variation is here, but then you increase this dark component by a factor. You have now more dark gas and visible gas by a factor of 3. Another model will do the same with even more. And so you see the same rotation curve can be reproduced, and then this blue part is this dark component which become heavy. This is proportional to the H1. Choose a visible gas velocity dispersion about 10, and we what's the result after 4. This is the visible gas component. Without dark gas, it looks you don't see grand design pattern spirals. As soon as you have this more massive component, due to this self-gravitating feature, you have also spiral arms in the outer parts, in this dark component. And the N=5 model is showing even more grand design pattern is in this dark component. So, which is proportional to H1. So basically, one could compare this structure with the H1 we see. There is also the more run, the run with the visible gas and the dark gas. The stars are very traditional. I don't show. There is nothing special to. You see a bar, you see such a thing. But the visible gas is structured, and this is for the N=5 model. And you see this grand design pattern, also spiral patterns, which are tracers of you see the initial co-rotation curves are really extremely similar for all the models, and well, here it's a bit truncated, the densities of each components. Here we compare what you can see, that is here a given galaxy, JC 6946, the optical light. Here we should have a more near-infrared view of the stars, and then the H1, the extended H1 disk observed and the simulation. So it's on one, you can only spirals to have a spiral that you ask which kind of spiral I will see at which radius, so the mode is given here. For you see a regular increase of the regular trend of the so another test with the tidal dwarfs, if they have gas components, is it able to explain the properties observed, and they can match the observed galaxy quite well. So that's about it. It's used for modeling galaxies. It has different properties, but it offers new studies which can be tested, of course, which answer to many of the initial questions I have stated.